Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the number 4 review of group number 5, Dry Snuff. You're asking yourself right now, why is Suit&Tie screaming at me? And the reason for that is because the audio on my computer has decided to reset itself by itself, and now the volume is low again until I get done this video and realize that it has reverted back to its previous state, and then, yes, I'm actually screaming at you. So, we will be taking a look at Bernard F Original. You ask yourself, what does F stand for? Fichtenadel. 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 Fichtenadel, my viewer. Fichtenadel. Tell you the truth, I didn't do overly well in German class, so I think that's fairly close. That is what the F stands for. You are looking at a sticker and another sticker on both sides of a 10-gram tap box. Okay? For those that have not seen the earlier videos on this playlist that have these, basically it's a sealed box with a slide action on the side, and when you open it down, it's usually tight the first couple times you use it. It slides down and exposes a hole for the product to exit. I usually do not open these all the way up, but I was looking at it before I started recording, and the product is really packed in here, so I think I may open it a little wider than I normally do. I think you can see that. So, for these reviews, I have stopped reading much into the products. I felt like it was skewing the my review. Like I already had too much of an idea of what to expect. So, I still look into things because I am not overly versed to the extent of people that use it on a daily basis when it comes to dry snuff, especially the European variety. So basically, all I know about this is that it's fairly easy to take for people that know what they're doing, and that it's mentholated pine, or like an evergreen essence. So let's try to knock some out here. And why is my blazer riding up like that? I don't care. Never mind. Wow. I called that right. It's not coming out at all here. Okay, and now I am showing you as to what it is, like a block in there. When I say tap box, normally you don't have to tap this much. This is sort of a... Wow. What the heck? Okay, where is the spoon? If you have this problem, you take something very small like this snuff spoon. I'm going to use the more pointy of ends, and you break it up. And hopefully that will do it. Let's try this. Of course, at this point now, this hole is way too big, so let me slide that up. Okay. Okay, so basically, it looks like a fluffy German product. It is fairly dark brown. I'm not putting out too much at first, because to tell you the truth, I'm tired of sneezing my brains out in these videos. I don't know if it was the last one or a couple ago. I actually had a headache for like an hour afterwards. I was like, oh my god. Wow. Okay, there's definitely a pine essence to this. It's not bad. I don't know if this is something personally that I would gravitate towards. Well, they weren't kidding about. I did see something about it's fairly easy to take. And it is, if I'm not sneezing at all. It's a really, really strong pine tree essence, though. I sort of like it, but it's almost a little bit too. There's a menthylation, but it's not like a Pulse product. It's not like over the top mentholated, but it's definitely there. You have the menthol feel. It's not terribly strong. There was a little bit of kick with nicotine at first, but it's already sort of receded. It's sort of an all-encompassing smell. Like, I mean, if you were in a situation where you were dealing with something that really smelled bad, you might want to take some of this before you dealt with it. It's really easy to take. It is a little bit heavy. I keep having to upshift. It's really easy to take. I'm a little surprised by that, actually. I'm going to take a little more because God knows I got to push the envelope on this one. It's still giving resistance coming out, though. All right, so I'm just doing a little more. Wow. I can't believe about the hardest thing using this. Taking it is getting it out of the container, literally. And you know what? The slide action on this one, usually the first couple times you use a slide action on any particular container like this, it's real tough to get it moving. The slide moved fine enough. The product, getting it out of that hole, though, I almost had it all the way opened up the first time. So no sneezing. Sorry, those of you that enjoy that. Doesn't seem like it's going to be happening during this review, which may be a first. Usually there's at least one or two. Okay, so it's mentholated and there's a menthol kick, which with this I'm saying that the nicotine's not terribly strong because it's sort of hard to differentiate between the menthol kick and the nicotine kick. Now, as I go with all these videos for beginners, this stuff, nasal snuff, doing it tobacco nasally in general, whether it be an American product or a European product like this one, it hits you all at once, like near immediate, and then edges back. It doesn't build. It's not like some crazy high snus product, Siberia. It's not gonna, oh wow, I'm starting to get jittery. Oh, it's getting stronger, getting stronger. It's not building up. It's hidden all at once and then fading off. All right. So there's nicotine there. I don't feel like doing anything else right now. It's definitely here. The pine, I'm sort of, it's pine. It's like pine forest pine. Like you went skydiving and landed in a pine tree, and some of that tree went up your nose. Pine. I don't necessarily have anything against it. But this is like very. It's almost like goofballs that get the pine tree air fresheners for the car and then rip the whole bag off. Like, you know, you're supposed to kind of they rip the whole bag off and then you're like, it's sort of like that. It's sort of refreshing in a way, but I don't know. It's easy enough to take. I mean, besides trying to get it out of the container, it's real easy to take. I almost feel like doing more. I don't think I've ever done 3 shots in one video of these. But, like, I want to know why, like, what point this goes sideways. At what point am I going to be looking like a jackass? That's what I want to know. That's what you want to know. Face it. That's what you want to know. Oh. Okay, that's more than I needed to bump out there, but that's all right. that might do it. Eyes watering. That's usually a bad sign. But is a bad sign really a bad sign when you're looking for that sign? I'm not sneezing. I feel like I just tried to eat a pine tree, but I'm not sneezing. All right. Well, I mean, I've sneezed on many a review of European nasal snuff that while sneezing or after or before the sneezing, I said it was a beginner product. But none of those products had me not sneeze at all. And definitely not after doing any of them 3 times. I don't think I ever did anything more than twice on a review. I feel a little bit overloaded now, but for ease of use, I'm actually impressed because for people that have watched enough of these videos from me, you know that it doesn't take much to get me started. And the fact, it must be, I mean, I've done plenty of beginners products that had menthol that were fairly easy to take, but they still made me sneeze. I've never had one where I didn't sneeze at all, ever. And on video here, we're in private. I've never had one. The only thing that maybe got close was the Alpina. Maybe. So, this is definitely a beginner's product. I believe this one was running a little bit lower, but these still, it was still probably around $4.50. I did get this along with the rest of the order at MrSnuff.com. It's a company. It's basically where you find all these products under one proverbial roof online. Okay. This is a Bernard product, and they do have their own website, which I would read off to you if I could pronounce it. www.schmauzerfrancie.de. Whether they have a store or not, I don't know. I am starting to get a drip with this, which I'm not digging. So, ease of use is great. A little problem getting it out of the packaging. Oh, that's a pretty burny drip, too. And that was from me having to upshift it all the time. Ease of use, it's light, it's fluffy, it's mentholated. I guess maybe the combo of the menthol and the pine is what made it where I didn't sneeze at all. Unfortunately, after doing it 3 times and doing all the upshifting, I now have sort of a zingy drip going on, which I could do without. About $4.50 maybe? Somewhere in that neighborhood, something like that. But again, you know, at Mr. Snuff, don't buy one product because you're paying a minimum of $12 shipping. It's coming from England, okay? So you got to put an order together. If you like pine or think you can deal with pine and you're new to actually taking snuff nasally, I definitely check this out or throw it in an order. If for some reason you don't like pine, then do not. I mean, if you don't like pine, don't buy the small box of pine tree, basically. But for somebody that's new that can deal with pine, you're not going to get any easier than this. All right. Nicotine, no, it's not the highest. I could deal with more. But, I mean, packaging, quality of product in packaging, ease of use for a beginner, I couldn't say don't try this unless you don't like pine. So this has been the review of Bernard F Original. It is noteworthy. This is a snuff. This is not a schmauzler. This is water-based, okay? So if you do an order at Mr. Snuff, which I am not affiliated with, by the way, it's just where I get this stuff from. I'm not affiliated. There's no deal, nothing like that at all. But if you're putting an order together and you're new, I'd definitely give it a try. Or if you're not new and you like pine a lot, then, again, I'd give it a try. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&Chew Guy. I do hope you all are well. Do take care of yourselves, and God bless.